Time for the Wednesday edition of Litter Media Live on this December 10th of 2025. I'm Dan Ramey, and he is Aaron Glandon.
I am.
Welcome to the program. We'll keep you up to date on some of the things making news across the Scioto Valley today, and take a look at this date in history, which has a sports theme to it today. All that is coming up. First, let's share with you what the forecast is doing. As you see, winds are coming up out of the southwest and making their way to the northeast today. However, we have had some rain throughout the overnight hours and into early this morning. Possible that we'll have some rain and snow mixed into the evening hours tonight. Our daytime high about 42, cloudy and colder for Thursday. Highs only around 30 degrees for tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll be looking at temperatures maybe by 34 around 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. 'Tis the season to be cold, right?
It is.
And it just makes it more fun to see all the Christmas lights. Gives you that wintry feel.
Yeah.
Adding the elements in. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at news. But first, let's tell you about one of our fine sponsors, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They've been doing this for almost 50 years, making things comfortable in your home or your business. If you've got a business that you're just starting and you need some contracting work done for your heating, cooling, and plumbing, they can take care of that. Or if you're building a new house, or if your house already exists and you just need to replace your unit, Accurate is the way to go. Your trusted comfort advisor. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Aaron Glandon, where can we find what we're going to talk about today?
You can find everything that Litter Media does on littermedia.com, including links to our YouTube and our social media sites for all the beneficial news that you can use, including small stories that we don't necessarily put on our website. But our website does have a lot of stories for you. It's the main hub for all the news that you need.
It is all Litter Media right there.
Yes.
Coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with sports, which will recap that story that we saw there for basketball. But first, Andrew Hall was in this morning from the Ross County Historical Society area. Holiday open house and events, including Santa making an appearance with junior members of the society this Saturday.
We've got a lot of stuff going on for our holiday open house. In fact, we've technically got two different programs happening throughout the day. The very first one will be focused on our younger members and just any kids in the neighborhood who want to come and meet Santa. And then we'll have our broader open house in the afternoon.
Explain to us, for people who don't know that you have the younger program, how can these kids become members?
Yeah, absolutely. So our junior member program is inclusive for kids ages 6 to 12, and it involves 6 different programs throughout the year where kids get to come to the museum and have different historical experiences, each with a different theme. It's only $10 for the entire year, and in fact, we're actually going to be offering some expanded benefits next year, hopefully doing more field trips and being able to get our junior members into other museums around the state at some discounted rates.
The Breakfast with Santa is Saturday from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. Then the open house is this coming Saturday from noon until 5. Andrew reminded us, especially me, this is the last opportunity to see the temporary exhibits in the Heritage Center before they close for the winter. That's because we've been promoting these things, but I stopped in for a meeting with Andrew one day, but I didn't walk through to see the temporary exhibits, so I missed it by that much, and I don't want to miss it before the end of the year, so I have to get out and check it out.
Absolutely. Longtime Ross County Health District employee Debbie Miner is retiring. The community is invited to celebrate Debbie's retirement at an open house on Wednesday, December 17th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. in the Health District's McHale Conference Room. Get out and celebrate Debbie.
Debbie's the one that usually lets me in because they have secured doors and everything, and she'll see that it's me and she'll let me in.
If only we knew someone else there who could let you in afterwards.
We do, but she has different responsibilities.
Yeah.
But Debbie works up front.
Right.
So, but not for much longer. Congratulations, Debbie, on that retirement. The tradition of ensuring all children in our community have gifts this Christmas enters its 33rd year. The Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant, while the Christmas Gifts for Children program was created on site, help comes from across the community to purchase gifts for nearly 3,000 children. The wish lists often come from schools, teachers, principals, and guidance counselors recommend students and collect their information. The students' age, clothing size, and a couple of items from their wish lists are then placed on a tag at Portsmouth. School coordinators place the tags throughout the site and the community. This is at the Portsmouth facility, not Portsmouth School. So it'd be the ones who work with the coordination of the schools. Students come from Pike County, Scioto County, Ross, Jackson, Adams, Greenup, and Lewis counties, and more. Coordinators hold fundraisers throughout the year to purchase gifts for students whose tags may not get fulfilled. So there you see the check being presented. I know some of the ladies in this photo. They do a fantastic job, and thank you for supporting the kids in the schools around the area.
Lace up your shoes and join in for a Campus Jaunt 5K with the Dean this Friday and the second Friday of each month from noon to 1 p.m. The course runs around the Ohio University Chillicothe campus, covering approximately 5 kilometers, so 3.1 miles for all of us real, true patriots. All are welcome and all paces are supported. You can meet up at the Bennett Hall East entrance if you want to do that.
That was a surprise to me. I don't have that on my script.
Yes, you do. You skipped it.
I did?
Yes.
I skipped it completely?
It was your story and the Portsmouth was mine, but you skipped it.
Is that right? Oh, I see it. There it is, right there in front of me. Would have been a snake. It would have got me. Don't forget about Wick's free meet and greet with Santa Claus. It's coming up at the Fairfield County Health Department on Sheridan Drive in Lancaster. You can bring your children between 10 and 11 on December 18th. I believe that's a week from this tomorrow.
Yes.
From tomorrow to meet with Santa. Make sure you bring a camera or a phone to capture this as a memory.
And that's 10 to 11:30. You said 10 to 11. I want to make sure our radio listeners know.
Just get there. Be there early and you won't miss a thing.
Yes. Pickaway County is using live Christmas trees this season. Now have a way to recycle them after the holidays. Live Christmas trees minus the decorations can be brought to the Pickaway County Highway Department at 1660 Island Road in Circleville Monday through Friday between December 29th and January 9th. They're closed on New Year's Day, so don't bring your tree in that day because no one will help you out.
Mm-hmm. Stay alert with holiday spending in Ohio expected to top $32 billion this year. The Ohio Department of Commerce's Division of Financial Institutions is encouraging shoppers to use your head. Stay alert to the growing threat of gift card scams and other holiday-related cons. Recent data from the FBI shows Ohio was one of the top 10 states for fraud complaints last year. Over $278 million in reported losses. Fraudsters exploit the convenience of gift cards through various schemes. These may include tricking individuals into purchasing cards for fictitious reasons, such as fake delivery fees or phony fines, or stealing funds directly from legitimate gift cards by tampering with them while they're still in retail stores. Now, we did an interview with Jeremiah Johnson about this not long ago. It's been a few months ago, but if you go to our YouTube channel and search Jeremiah Johnson, it will take you right to that interview, and he'll talk about this security on the internet. It's something you better take serious because the scammers are taking a serious view at you.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to be hurt by fraud.
I remember when I was in youth group in my high school years, my youth pastor shows up with 5 $100 iTunes gift cards.
Nice.
And I said, what are you doing with those? And he said, I don't know. John Welch told me to buy these. And John Welch never told him to buy those. It was a scam email. He said, I need 5 $100 iTunes gift cards.
So you don't have to be an old guy to be fooled, right?
Right.
Okay. And of course, just like anything else, if somebody calls you and says they're from the sheriff's department and they're going to arrest you if you don't do this, the sheriff's department doesn't do that.
And they don't need gift cards either.
Yeah. So if you get one of those phone calls, call the sheriff's department, let them know what happened. Call the police department, let them know what happened. And I saw a video one day of a police officer who actually called and got a hold of one of these scammers and walked them through the gauntlet of, I know who you are, we're coming after you, right? That kind of thing. And so you got to be careful with all these online schemes and things. If it's too good to be true, sounds like that, it probably is too good to be true. Road report for you comes to us from Highland County. A bridge rehabilitation project on US 62 between Diamond Drive and Hobart Drive. At least one lane will be maintained for the duration of the project, which is expected to be completed sometime the winter of 2025. Now, the winter of 2025 would end on December 31st.
Right.
And then it becomes winter of 2026, right? Just some terminology.
Yes.
It's during this winter season, I'm sure is what they mean. All right, on the way, a look at sports. Stick close for that. But first, our friends at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, continue with their crazy sale of SCAG inventory. The SCAG inventory clearance has become a holiday clearance story now. Make sure you get down to Hometown Motors, see a SCAG, take a SCAG, and next thing you know, you'll have a happy SCAG owner at your home. And you'll be able to do it at a great savings because this is an inventory clearance sale, so you've got lower prices on the units. But once the units and the prices, they're all gone, so are those low prices. They won't be back again. So get out to Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Hometown Motors Incorporated, your store for the great outdoors.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh, Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for sports, and we were up in Circleville last night with Litter Media Radio and the basketball game between New Hope Christian Academy and Ross County Christian Academy. 67-58 as New Hope came away with the win. But they had trailed for a good bit of this ball game, and then third quarter started to click for them. 23 points on the night for the fellow by the name of Nate Ames, who we saw in one of those photos just a moment ago. There he is, number 20, guarded there by Isaac Kello. Kello had a pretty good game, too. Both teams had 3 kids who scored in double figures on the night.
Oh, wow.
You can read about the game recap at littermedia.com. Not only that, but you can hear the game as well and hear the post-game interviews we had with the coaches of their respective squads after the game. I tell you, sportsmanship like you've never seen. I at the end of a regular OHSAA basketball game, you see the kids do the good game, good game, good game. They slap high fives and so on and so forth, and they go on, they whine and cry about how it went if they lost or at this game, it's like it's sportsmanship throughout the whole thing. They'll pick you up if you're knocked down, that sort of thing. And then at the end of the contest, they'll go through and do that good game thing, but then they'll get together in a big circle and they will pray for one each another. And even the coaches got together and embraced in a brotherly hug and said, good game.
You like to see that.
I like seeing that.
Yeah.
That is the way it should. It's sportsmanship with a capital S, I guess is one. My question is, how's your foot this morning?
It feels better. I don't think it's bruised.
What happened?
I was sitting under the basket. And
dangerous place to be, by the way.
I wasn't directly underneath it. I was off to the right a little bit because the refs have told me you can't sit right beneath it.
Correct.
But some courts have a shorter line there between the wall and where the court starts. Mm-hmm. And this one was pretty short, so I didn't have a lot of breathing room. Mm-hmm. Kid goes up for the ball, and he comes down, and I'm sitting cross-legged to minimize the amount of space I'm taking. And he comes down right on the side of my foot hard.
Yeah.
And it hurt real bad.
So we're thinking Mike Smith's already out with a Achilles tendon, and now you've got a broken foot.
Right. For the first 5 seconds after it happened, I thought, oh no, my foot's broken. But it was fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Went home at halftime.
This was, it was better than the time I got hit in the head with a ball.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I don't remember that.
That was Eastern versus Western last year, I think. You don't remember that?
I missed that.
Ball came flying out of bounds and it hit me right in the head.
How do I not remember that?
Danny saw it.
Yeah. I got hit in the head one time. This is the only time I ever had a workman's comp claim. There was a basketball being thrown from one side of the floor to mid-floor. This was at Pickerington Central High School. I've got my back to the game. It's a junior varsity game. And I've got my back to the game setting up all of our equipment there on the sideline. And that ball goes unimpeded. It went right through the Cavalier's hands, who was the intended recipient, and it hit me right here in the side of the head, jolted my neck and the whole deal. We had to go the next morning up to Massillon to do a football broadcast for Amanda Clear Creek. And I felt as though someone had driven a spike through my head and down through my back. And so the boss says, we got to file a complaint. This is a workman's comp thing. So go ahead and go through that. It took like $10,000 to get me straightened up again.
Wow.
But every once in a while, I'll bump my head on like the tailgate of the car. You know, it's open, and I misjudge where it was, and and I feel it immediately down on my neck. Crazy.
Not good.
Crazy.
We
That's
also have
my sports injury.
We also have a photo album from that game last night on our Facebook page.
Yeah, so some of the photos you had right there
are
rotating. That goes through. Now, our next broadcast is this Friday night. We'll be heading out to the township. The Piketon Red Streaks and the Huntington Huntsmen will be there. We'll get things started around 7 o'clock this Friday night. That's an old photo because the cheerleader that's standing between the H's, that's my granddaughter, Paradise, who's been out of school 2 years now. So it was the only Huntsman picture I had of the gymnasium. But we got it on there.
Yeah, we did. And as always, if you want to find scores, you can go to our Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School scoreboard. That's at littermedia.com. Just hover over scores sports on the top bar, and then a drop-down menu will appear, and you can click on the Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School scoreboard. And we have some scores from last night. In boys high school basketball in the SVC, Unyota was a winner over Southeastern 52-51. Zane Trace beat Adina 50-49 in overtime. What a game that probably was to be at. Huntington and Piketon were also both winners. In the Shack, Eastern Brown, Feebles, Fayetteville, and Manchester were winners. And in the NBL, Tri-Valley beat New Lexington 52-16. In girls high school basketball in the MSL Buckeye, Circleville beats Hamilton Township 59-35. Addison Edgington had 30 points in that contest. Logan Elm and Fairfield Union were also winners in the MSL Buckeye, and in the MSL Cardinal, Fisher Catholic beat Fairfield Christian 56-46. In the TVC, Athens, Alexander, Nelsonville, York, Eastern Meigs, and Waterford were winners, and in the OVC, Portsmouth beats Colegrove, Fairland beats Ironton 90-8, and Chesapeake takes South Point 52-17.
That 82-point gap, that catches your attention, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yes. I wanted to share with you the All-Ohio football for Division 6 and 7 were released on Monday. Yesterday was 4 and 5. Today, 2 and 3 just released. Our Mike Smith will be working on that for us, and probably by the end of the show, he may have that already up on our website. But I just saw the email come in just a moment ago, and D1, I think, is tomorrow.
Probably.
If I'm correct. Illinois defeated the Buckeyes last night, 88-80. Chillicothe's Brandon Knoll chipped in 5 points on the night, but it was Bruce Thornton's night to pour in some points, 34. But they needed 9 more points to come away victorious. Buckeyes now 7-2 on the season. They will host West Virginia Saturday night on ESPNU.
Carolina thumped the Blue Jackets last night 4-1. The CBJ are now 13-11-6. And they're back home tomorrow night with the Senators.
All right. Sports continues in a moment with this date in history as we go back to 1922. We'll explain in just moments.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. They have custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful at litterpropane.com.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. All right, time for this date in history. It's the educational portion of our program. We circle back to 1922 when football was young.
And we don't have an image, so what should our viewers imagine in their heads as you're reading this to them?
Picture this guy. You know, we had the Special Olympics Male Athlete of the Year here in Noah Hiles.
Yeah, we did.
Picture a mix between Noah Hiles and Aaron Glandon with the abilities of one Jim Thorpe. The great Jim Thorpe.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
You're going to tell me you don't know.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, but you're going to tell me you don't know who that is. Played for the Canton Bulldogs.
Okay.
He was also an American Indian, and he also was an Olympian himself in the early Olympic Games in the 1900s. Probably one of the best athletes ever to have walked the face of the earth.
Better than Bo Jackson?
Better than Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Jim Thorpe. The Canton Bulldogs defeated the Toledo Maroons 19-0 and declared the first champion of the newly named National Football League. Canton finishes the season 10-2, allowing 15 points on the season and producing 9 shutouts. The league champ is determined by best regular season record, and Canton won another championship in 1923 as well. And I've skipped in for whatever reason, my script has jumped on me here. There we go. Finishing 11-0-1. In 1924, the team played in Cleveland after it was purchased by business people there, and again won the NFL title. Canton took back its Bulldogs in 1925, but the franchise disbanded after the 26th season. Bulldogs won unofficial championships in 1916, 17, and 1990 in the old Ohio League before joining the American Professional Football Association in 1920. That league was renamed the National Football League in June of 1922. You can find all this information out when you go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, home of the late Canton Bulldogs, who Jim Thorpe used to play for.
Okay.
All right. That's it for today's program here on Litter Media. I'm trying to think if we have a special guest tomorrow.
I don't remember.
Let me take a look at our schedule and find out here. We do. Ross County Ag Agent Ryan Slaughter will be here to discuss the fall harvest yields. So we'll get you caught up to date on that tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then we'll have this show again.
As always.
You want to shut this one down?
That's all you.
Okay. That's it for the program. We'll see you tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live.